It's Friday Night Live with Matches 860. It is 69 degrees in central Connecticut. Clear skies, expecting a little rain later tonight. What a beautiful day it was. We have 11 so far in the house. Special guest star Richard T. Richard and I go way back. 2011, I think, Richard, huh? Got up early this morning. 65 degrees out. It was beautiful. And I knew I wanted to get the lawn cut today because it's going to be 82 tomorrow or 85, something like that. So wanted to get a video in as well. So after I had my morning coffee, I ran out, did the video. It was a little quicker than I wanted it to be, but I got her done and got the lawn done and pretty much did what I wanted to do. Smoking a Friday Savinelli right now with some Haunted Bookshop. Up until a half an hour ago, I was still smoking the Pipe Nook Unfinished 673 that I filmed with this morning. That pipe is a trooper, I'll tell you. Ernest Gomez, howdy, howdy, howdy to you. Pipes and Kayaks is in the house. Daniel Leslie. I believe we will address your question in a moment after I see who else is here. Raymond Remillard, haven't seen you for quite some time. Larry Lepore. Thank you, Larry. I had some terrific feedback on that video I did this morning, and I only wish that I had had a couple of people with me while I was making it. It would have turned into at least an hour-long video. I think I got the message across anyway. All right, so Daniel, yes, I don't just smoke Haunted Bookshop. I smoke Big and Burley. I smoke Mac Baren, a couple of Mac Baren blends, Virginia No. 1, Golden Extra. If you can think of C&D Burley blends, I probably have smoked at least 3/4 of them. And for a new pipe smoker, I might point them in the direction of the flakes from Cornell and Diehl. They're very easy to smoke. They're not at all too strong or harsh. Then, of course, there's always the old standby Carter Hall, which is a terrific starter tobacco. Get a hold of some of that. It's excellent. Always have that in the house. And one of my other favorites, which I'm going to load up right now, is Cornell and Diehl's Pegasus, which I hope to do a review tomorrow. I hope you guys will catch that. I'm not going to give away any information tonight, but it's a really terrific Burley-based blend. And I think you'll find the review interesting. And even though I keep it in a Kentucky Club container, this is Pegasus. Carter Hall Velvet, yes. Groovin' Piper, yes. Oh, Lakelands, no, Daniel, no. Not unless you smoke them in a pipe you don't care about, or if you don't care about ghosting. I'm not a Lakeland smoker. I've had a couple. I just don't care for them. Ghosting is ending up with the flavor of the last tobacco you smoked in the pipe, to the point where when you smoke something else, you can still taste that other tobacco. And that can last for several bowls. If you smoke the same thing all the time, then whoever ends up getting your pipes will probably have to do salt and alcohol treatments to get that flavor out of the pipe. Otherwise, every time they smoke a bowl of whatever they smoke, they'll taste the ghost. Wharf Valley Boy, good evening, mate. Cool Pipinator, I can't even pronounce that, whatever it is. Never had it. What's up, mate? I've come to the conclusion that everything ghosts. I've said it before. Whoever gets my haunted bookshop pipes is going to say, I wonder what this guy was smoking in these pipes. Because it's going to leave something. And I have a clog in my pipe. Matches haunted pipes. That about sums that up. Oh, Golden Extra. Yes, yes, yes. Great stuff. Everett Young, Billy Bud for sure. It's like having a party on your tongue. Do I think flake tobacco is stronger than ribbon? Oh, not in my experience. But I guess it depends on the flake. Guys Got Pipes is in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Presbyterian, I like that too. One of the better tobaccos is a subjective. I'm missing the word that I'm looking for, but whatever you like is one of the better tobaccos, in my opinion. What else have I got to share here? It's been a heck of a week. Had one of those weeks where had a few employees that were either on vacation or had personal issues. Nobody showed up for work. And I was very, very busy. As I've said before, I'm getting to the point where it takes me all of my 2 days off to get rested up so I can go back and start another week. Good evening, Lester. Yes, it's Father's Day weekend. Happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. Yeah, Chad, when you're the person in charge, somehow you have to find a way to get all that work done. But after 31 years, I'm sort of able to have a terrific understanding as to what I can drop off the schedule and what I can move around and whatnot. So it's actually more mental stress than physical labor, but kind of a pain anyway. Backwoods Piper 1, I believe we have 8 months to go. But actually, this year has been no exception to my usual modus operandi. I normally work from January to August, nonstop. And then I take the autumn months and use up my vacation time. So come the 1st of August, I'll be picking out all my time for the rest of the year. Be a lot of long weekends, and usually like in November, I'll take 3 weekdays off to give me almost a week's vacation when you figure in my days off. So I can make it another month. 87 in the house at the moment. Let's shoot for 100. Lowering the bar a little bit because I know with the better weather we have fewer people. Ooh, we got up to 90 pretty quick. Great question from Cull, as well as Arkansas Mike. Let's take Arkansas Mike's first. Is there a drying time on Haunted Bookshop? You'll hear a lot of people say that Cornell and Deal's tobaccos come to you dry. And Cornell and Deal has addressed this before. I don't remember what the percentage is. There's only like 2 percentage points between a wet tobacco and a dry tobacco. And it's something like regular tobacco that you're used to smoking is like 13% moist, and Cornell and Deal is 11, which they state is the ideal moisture level for tobacco. So there is no drying time with any of the Cornell and Deals that I've experienced. What was our other question there? Oh, How frequently do you deep clean your pipes? And I'm not sure what the definition there is of deep cleaning, but the salt and alcohol treatment, I almost never do. And I actually don't clean my pipes as well as I used to. The way I used to do it was I always run a pipe cleaner through after each smoke, also before I store the pipe. And then what I used to do was once a month, I would actually take the pipes apart and do a more thorough cleaning with pipe sweetener and more pipe cleaners. Sometimes a pipe brush to get the crud out of the shank. Paying attention to the amount of cake that's in the bowl, that kind of thing. The bacon tobacco, Richard. We're getting close to July. We're going to do something very special with the bacon tobacco, but we're not going to give it away. You're right, and I do have a little comment about pipe cleaners. Let me find the bag of these so that you don't buy them. I don't know where I got these from, Brigham, and I apologize to whoever gave them to me. Don't get these things. They do not fit in the stems of your pipes. I have 2 bags of them, and if I had known how bad they were going to be, I would have ordered some regular ones. But anyway, I am getting better about using pipe cleaners up until I got these silly things. You can see you really got to work to get these in, and they won't go all the way in. So I don't know what I'm going to do here. I'll have to get myself some more. I do have some 12-inch pipe cleaners that I can cut down. I may do that. Pierre C., good evening to you. Thanks for dropping by. Yes, BJ Long cleaners only. They do work well. Great question, Daniel. When I pick a pipe from my cabinet, sometimes it has to do with what mood I'm in. Sometimes it has to do with what I'm smoking. Sometimes I don't go to the cabinet, I go to my church wardens. But usually depends more on my mood than anything else. I wonder if I got the Brigham cleaners from Canada. Hello, Blue Dog. You're smoking Presbyterian as well. I do not use filters in my Savinellis. But a couple of times a year, maybe, I'll put one in just so I can remember what the slight difference is between using a filter and not using a filter, because people always ask that question about if I use them, why I use them, why I don't use them. And why I don't use them is because I don't find any difference, any noticeable difference. However, the balsa Savinelli filters are good for soaking up moisture, so they get a plus for that. Graham Wilson, good to see you. 99, we just went down to 97, but we were almost at 100. We got 17 thumbs up. We like that. Oh, yes, yes. The only worse thing than having these fat pipe cleaners are being stuck with a whole pack of bristle cleaners, because they don't absorb squat, but they are good at cleaning crud out. Oh, Gus, you're smoking Shandy Gaff. There's another great blend from C&D. A couple of my best smokes were at Cape Cod a few years back, smoking Shandy Gaff. I decided Shandy Gaff was meant to be smoked while you're at the ocean. What's up, mate? I think any filters are crap in my book. Dame River Tree, good old velvet, great stuff. Reminds me of the Artful Codger, who has made a reappearance. Hello, Mark in Rhode Island. Great to see you this evening. I think you just brought us over the 100 in the audience, Mark. Daniel, the last few years I've smoked Big and Burley in the wintertime, and I love it. I've always liked Latakia in the wintertime or the colder months, but Latakia can get to be too much. Not in the case of Big and Burley, though, because they don't put that much in, but there's enough so that you can tell you're smoking it. So that's a great winter blend. Everett, you can get some Big and Burley anytime, and it's really good. Definitely another one of my top 10s. Cobbs and Briars, that's a good point, because we do have plenty of people in the YTPC who, for one reason or another, have to use filters. So, like we always say, enjoy your smoke, whatever you got to do. Gandalf, which season is best for the ultimate smoke? Oh my. There's a question. My best smokes, of course, usually are in the fall, but I've had ultimate smokes all 4 seasons at one point or another. Good night, Graham Wilson. Thanks for stopping in. Doug Owen in the house. Great to see you, Doug. Hope everything is okay out in Washington State there. Steve Price, hope you enjoyed that Savinelli. Clark favorite. What a terrific pipe. I hope whoever bought it enjoys it as much as I enjoy mine. Southwest aficionado, good to see you. Hope all is well in California. Oh, it was a Father's Day gift. Somebody's gonna be very lucky on Father's Day. I haven't had Presbyterian mixture in several years. I think I've probably smoked 2 or 3 tins of it in my day. Great stuff. Louisville, Kentucky. Would love to get to Kentucky one of these days. Arkansas Mike, I do not own any Sienna pipes. Favorite pipe manufacturer is definitely Savinelli. Hey, Doug. Yeah, you should have said that that's a requirement for owning a Clark's favorite, a little bit of haunted bookshop. I should send you a bunch of my cards, and then you can give out the cards when you give out the Clark's favorites or haunted bookshop. Weather in Connecticut, now it's 68 degrees, clear skies. We're expecting rain about 11:30 tonight. I am in central Connecticut, 80 blocks. I'm 9 miles west of Hartford. Connecticut's a funny state, or it's funny compared to where I'm from originally, Massachusetts. Up in Massachusetts, if you're 9 miles west of Boston, you're basically still in the city. You're in an urban environment. In Connecticut, you only need to go 3 or 4 miles from Hartford and you're out in the country. It's really crazy. So I'm pretty much out in the sticks here, even though I can be in Hartford in 20 minutes. Cull R. There's a good question, and I can't answer it because my teeth are fake. But the pipe smoking does not stain my plastic teeth. What is the rarest pipe in your cabinet? Oh my, there's a tough one. I don't know if it's rare or not, but one that's not talked about a lot is the Cary Magic Inch. And it was a pipe that came out back in the day with a little paper filter that fits on the, I think it fits on part of the stem of the pipe that goes into the shank. And they were pretty popular. James Corrigan, great to see you. Congrats on your son's graduation to high school. Bona Piper, they still make them. Interesting. I didn't know that. Matty Ice, good to see you tonight. 90 in the house at the moment. Thanks for the information there, AT. Cary's Magic Inch pipes are made in Canton, Ohio. Very interesting. Mine actually smokes really great. I will take it out. This was somebody's favorite pipe. You can see this beautiful shape. And see if you can see the little airways here in the stem. When you take the stem off, you got this paper filter that I've had for decades. Fits right on there. This is a terrific smoking pipe. And it's got a little bit of a crack there. But other than that, great piece. There are no worse pipes in the cabinet. Well, I'll tell you. I have a Savinelli that I fight with all the time. Every once in a while, I take it out and think that it's going to somehow be different than the last time, and the pipe just doesn't like me. What is the function of the paper? Doug Owen says it was a gimmick. Allowed air to be mixed with the smoke. Terrible idea. But they do still make them. My favorite pipe shape is a bulldog or Rhodesian. Bona Piper, you're very welcome. Don Miles, I have several pipes that have cracks in them, and they haven't grown any larger. Let me show you. This is an interesting one. I think I got this K Woody about the same time that I got that Cary Magic Inch. Both of the pipes, you could only get probably a pencil into the bowl because they had so much cake built up. And the cake, because it's continually cooling and heating and cooling and heating with smoking, it'll expand and you'll end up with a crack like that. I smoked this pipe for probably 3 years after I cleaned it up, kept watching that crack, and it never got any bigger. So one day I got some wood fill, filled it up, and I still smoke it to this day without a problem. Now, if I had continued probably trying to smoke it with all that cake in there, it probably would have split. That's a real fun pipe to smoke. And you got to wonder about the person who had this before me. They must have loved this thing. And it's too bad they didn't take care of it, but we've had that discussion before where back in the day, a pipe was just a tool, and you smoked it until you couldn't smoke it anymore. And in many cases, if it split or if it just got to be so caked, you threw it away. The Savinelli I have a problem with. I got to see if I can find it. I think I moved that sucker to the other side of the room over here because it's such a crappy pipe. But yeah, that pipe and I just have never gotten along. Tips to make a stem tight again. The first thing to try is beeswax. If it's only slightly off, the beeswax will take care of that. Beeswax is good for either tightening a stem or loosening them. Don't ask me how it works, but it does. Beyond that, what you can try is to heat up. Let me grab a pipe here somewhere. Oh. You can take the stem out of the pipe, heat up the tenon to the point where it's soft, and then push the tenon down on a hard surface. And what it's going to do is make kind of a bump at the end, and that might be enough to tighten it up. There are all sorts of other tricks you can try with heat, but if it's a pipe that you really care about, I would suggest sending it off to somebody like Briarville Rick or Mike Marino, Cane Rod Pipes, because you don't want to experiment unless it's a cheap pipe that you don't really care about. Yeah, you don't want to set your stem on fire. Nothing worse than a burning stem. When I took a ride to Pimo back in the day, and I did a video on it. And I had a pipe I was smoking that day. And I said to the guy, I said, geez, my stem is a little loose, but otherwise I have no problems with this pipe. So he goes, oh, let me see it. And he took the stem out of the pipe and he stuck a nail into the stem tenon, heated up the nail, got a pair of pliers, and I think he bent it a little bit, put it back. It was perfect. It's like magic. Olivewood Piper, great to see you. Anyone interested in an olivewood pipe or a mortar pipe? Check out Carl Olivewood Piper. He's on YouTube. He'd love to sell you a pipe, I'm sure. '88 in the house. Not bad, not bad. And it is 41 minutes after the hour, which means we need to have one more smoke here with you fine folks. I think we'll just finish off this bowl that we didn't finish because we got involved in conversation. Kind of hate to see the warm weather come tomorrow because this high 60s weather has been perfect smoking weather. Cigars versus pipes. For me, it's pipes all the way, but I do enjoy a cigar now and then. Oh, Doug, I seem to recall at some point moving that problem Savinelli to the back of the room there where I have probably 8 pipe racks besides what you see in the cabinet there. It's back there somewhere. If I think about it, I'll bring it out next Friday night. We will have a talk about unruly pipes. Do pets enjoy pipe smoke or do they leave the room? It doesn't really bother mine when they come to spend some time with me. Oh, 112 degrees in Phoenix. No way. I couldn't handle it. Yeah, Mark. My cats every once in a while will jump into my lap and try to catch a whiff of the smoke. Have I ever had a blend that made me feel ill? Yes. Briarworks. Bacon Old Fashioned. If you like smoking old gym socks, then it's the blend for you. Three Sales doesn't ring a bell. I have had sale tobacco. Pipehead OR, thanks for your comments on my video today. Always good to see you. Pipehead OR, you must remember Richard T. He was here earlier. The three of us go back in time. John Kulik, the Friday Savinelli. Aren't they something else? Yeah, I have to say, even though my original Friday Savinelli was a vulcanite stem, I just love the acrylic. Can't beat it. Oh, don't get me started on plum pudding. Yes. Billy Budd, if I remember correctly, was the reason I got all excited about cigar leaf in pipe tobacco. What a blend. Plum pudding, another great one. Of course, I overdid it, but it wasn't the plum pudding's fault. It was my own fault for smoking it like there was no tomorrow. Gil, that's correct. You know, if I end up in a wheelchair even, I can still get to a computer and say hello to everybody. Hoping that doesn't happen, though. Alrighty, 47 minutes after the hour. It's time to wrap things up. Finishing off with 93 in the house. It's been a good evening. And I'll mention once again, I hope to do a review tomorrow of Cornell and Deal's Pegasus, which I hope you will tune in for. Until then, thanks an awful lot for coming to Friday Night Live. Hope you all have a fantastic weekend and a great week ahead. Take care.